Hi guys, Alex here from Drayton's. We've got an Audi A4 1.4 TFSI S-Line S Tronic, finished in glacier white metallic paint. All the wheels and tyres are in very good condition. These are 18-inch 5 twin spoke star design alloys. At the back you do get a good sized boot. There's some extra storage on the right hand side and the left hand side as well, and you do get a full size sort of spare wheel underneath the boot floor as well, rather than an inflation kit. This car has got MOT 10th 2022 and will come with a full Audi dealership history. Inside we have one of my favourite interiors. We have half leather and Alcantara sports seats, so we've got Alcantara down the centre and leather on the side bolsters, the base and the headrest and the back as well, with the S-Line branding. Very comfortable seats, hold you in nicely, and the Alcantara stops you slipping around as well if you are cornering or anything like that, cornering a bit hard. You've also got Alcantara in the doors with this aluminium insert all the way across to the doors as well. That continues to the rear, aluminium trim and the Alcantara in the doors. You have Alcantara leather sports seats either side, and you've also got a full leather central seat as well. So up front we have your Rev Counter on the left and your speedo on the right, with the digital screen in the centre. Got your mileage, your time, your gear and your driving mode on there as well, just at the bottom. So we have your date and time. We've also got a digital speedo, which I personally prefer to the analog dials, but that might just be because I'm used to it now. But that is on there as well. You've got your short-term, long-term memory on there too. You also have your radio or your media stations, your mobile and your sat nav as well. So when you don't have a route set, it will just be a compass. It will bring up the road name here, but as we are an underground showroom, it's classed as off-road, but you do have a compass. And then you've got your contacts on the mobile tab as well. Moving on to the main screen, we have DAB, FM, AM radio. You've also got Bluetooth and aux and SD, various different media types if you don't want the radio on. We also have your car settings on here as well. So you've got Audi Drive Select, Comfort, Auto, Dynamic and Individual settings. On the individual you can choose between the engine, gearbox and the steering settings as well. So currently it's set up Dynamic engine and gearbox and Comfort steering, so you have the sharper throttle response and the sharper gear change, but you know, the nice light steering for manoeuvrability as well. You've also got your driver assist settings, so you can change the volume and the tone of the parking sensors. And we have your service intervals on here as well, so that tells you when your next service is due. You will get a notification nearer the time, whether that be days or mileage, but that is on there if you do want to check that. Moving further down, we have your mobile tab on here. It's just a Bluetooth connection for that one. And we have colour sat nav, very easy sat nav system to use, nicely up to date and easy to navigate around as well. So you've got your map view or destination entry, map view or destination entry there. It's easy to put a destination. You can either do postcode or street name, home address, things like that on that. As I said, nicely up to date, and you do get traffic updates on there as well. You also have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay as well, so you can have your own phone screen on the screen in the car. This is connected to my Samsung phone, so these are the apps you can use from there. So you've got Spotify, you've got Google Maps if you prefer that. Very easy system to use again. Spotify is just here if you want your music coming through rather than just doing Bluetooth. And we have your phone, all the sort of apps you really need whilst you're driving. You've got Waze as well if you prefer that, which I personally do, because I find it's more up to date than Google Maps and the Audi sat nav system, but it's all personal preference really. And you've got your WhatsApp and your messages as well, so they will come through and you can reply to those by voice as well. Moving down, you have your climate controls. So we have heated front seats on this car as well, which is very nice, especially now it's dropping a bit colder. As you can see, I've got both of them on full whack. We also have a 3-zone climate control system, so you can set the driver, passenger and the rear as well. As you can see, you've got 3-zone there, and you can set the rear from the front as well. If you know someone's going to be getting the back, you can warm it up as well. So on sync, all both the driver, the passenger and the rear will change when you change the driver. If you change the passenger, it will change to 3 zone, so all control, they all change separately. Moving down, we have your drive select shortcuts. So the screen I showed you with the comfort and dynamic mode, you can scroll through that just by pressing the buttons up and down here. It saves you going through the main menu button if you do want to change mid-drive. You also got your engine start stop, stability control, front and rear parking sensors with the selective display. That will come on automatically when you put the car into reverse, or when you're in slow moving traffic. If something pulls up near you, it will come on, but you can turn it on and off just by pressing the P button there. A USB port and a 12 volt socket, so the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are USB connected as well. So you've got USB in here, and you've also got one in the center console as well. A couple of cup holders, and then you've got radio or contact shortcuts. So if you've got your phone connected via Bluetooth, you can set contacts to individual settings, or you can set radio stations to individual settings. As you can see here, we've got a few set on there. Then we have your shortcut buttons for the screen in front, and we also have your swivel wheel to control the main screen, and your menu and your back button as well. We have perforated leather on the gear selector for the S-Tronic gearbox, give it a sporty feel. You've got a standard drive mode and a sporty setup for the gearbox. So the standard drive mode is set up for efficiency, so it will change gear as low as revs as possible to keep the fuel efficiency as best it can. And the sports mode will keep the power in the best power band it can for performance. So it's quite a different feel, and you can feel that in the different settings as well. You also have an electronic parking brake. Your volume controls are here, and as I mentioned, you've got a USB and an aux in there in the central cubby hole too. Moving on to the steering wheel, we have a multifunction steering wheel, sports steering wheel with perforated leather again for a sporty feel. You've got your controls for the infotainment screen in front on the left hand side, and then you have your volume controls on the right hand side with your hands-free and your voice activation as well. You also have a special character button which you can set up between various different options. So if you press that, for example, you can turn sat nav announcements on or off just by pressing the button, but it depends which setting you've got it on. You also have flappy pedals if you prefer a manual style of driving. We have speed limiter and cruise control on this stalk here, automatic wipers, automatic lights, and you also have an auto dimming rear view mirror as well, and heated electrically adjustable wing mirrors. So as you can see, the rear windows do have privacy glass on them as well, which especially on white cars I think makes it look a lot sportier and personally better as well. And we've got the back here as well, so you do have your temperature control there, and another 12 volt socket there as well, again with the Alcantara and the aluminium trim at the rear. Very nice car. All the A4s drive really well, and this one's no exception. It looks great as well. The glacier white paint, it's not pure white, but it does have a nice tone to it, so it sort of looks slightly different to other white cars you may see, especially with the privacy glass on the back. It does look a lot sportier. It will come with 6 months gold cover warranty, which can be extended for as little as £199 for an extra 6 months. We also have a range of finance options available, so if finance is something you're looking for, then we can help you out with that as well. If you need any more information on this car or any of the cars we have in stock, please go to draytons.co.uk. There you go.